This is what the interior looks like. Imagine a truly luxurious space to the point where the flagship of a popular brand can even be compared to domestic premium vehicles. Wow, there's something that really caught my eye. Are you asking if it's the W15? No, that's not it. That's impressive too, but do you see that big cylindrical thing inside? It has air suspension. What is this? If you look at it domestically, it's like a Grandeur. They put air suspension in a Grandeur. Isn't this really too much? Why does this feel so unfair that it even has drilled brake rotors along with this display size? What is this? Oh wow, it works really fast. Here, take a look. Does it really work this way? If you lower this part again, wow, it's the electric reclining function. That's amazing. What's this bottom button for? Should I try pressing it? What's this? It's the seat. The seat opens up. So if there's something above and below, right? We came from row 1. So from here we expand forward, right? Wow, they've really made it like a luxury car. Hello, I'm Yombok Koreo. Right now I'm at the BYD showroom. There's one car at this exhibition you really need to pay attention to. It's the 08 series right in front of me. This is the Ocean 08 series, and it's the flagship model of the Sea Lion 7 that was released in Korea. The CNC Line 7 are sedan and SUV models. What do I mean by that? BYD has just unveiled the flagship model of the Ocean series at the 2026 Auto Show, and that vehicle is the one you're looking at now. They revealed both the sedan and the currently popular SUV at the same time. It's unusual for BYD to unveil vehicles with different body styles like this at the same time. It's really unusual to showcase two vehicles like this at once. So now, let's take a look at the new flagship. This is the new 08, which can be called the flagship of the C lineup. Recently, electric cars have featured slim designs, especially with very thin headlamps. But while they are slim, they have a really bold and intense headlamp design that gives off a daring impression. I think the upper part looks like the DRL. This part also looks like it's part of the DRL. Wow, if you see it at night, wouldn't it really feel like a dragon is opening its fierce eyes? And the headlamp. The headlamps use a split design and are positioned lower down. So if you look at it overall, it has a fierce looking face. This is exactly the characteristic of the new Ocean series flagship model. Personally, I like that it gives off a strong impression. So what about the previous BYD? This Plus model, which has the same front-end design as the Atto 3 released in Korea, usually represents BYD's typical styling. Now this car and the flagship of the newly introduced Ocean series are completely different. So let's just take a look together. How about the flagship SUV? As for the SUV, the upper part is the same. The design around the lights is the same, but the lower part, specifically the bottom of the bumper, gives a bold impression. So, while the sedan naturally gives a sleek and sporty impression, the SUV definitely offers a more grand and imposing feeling. There's one thing that personally surprised me when these new vehicles were introduced. Now, BYD can be considered a mainstream car brand, and every aspect, including the parting lines, has really improved a lot. This is a BYD vehicle, a mainstream car. If I didn't point that out, just take a look. This is what the interior looks like. The flagship of mainstream cars, wow, it offers such a luxurious space that it can even be compared to Korean premium cars. That's why it felt even more intimidating. Every single panel gap, every material, the feel of the controls, of course the build quality was already good before. So every single panel gap that feels even more intimidating was good. Looking at the cars released this time, I'd say they almost surpassed regular cars. So they've reached a premium level. Even if I evaluate it like that, the premium side profile has changed to a more stable proportion. Usually when we talk about electric cars, since the battery is at the bottom, we often call them crossovers as a good example. Of course, the build quality wasn't bad before either. I told you before I couldn't find a car I liked due to the proportions here. Do you remember recently? I really evaluated the Xiaomi YU7 as having a great design. The reason is that since the battery is at the bottom and the overall height is greater, they made these parts look different in terms of proportions. So I mentioned that the Xiaomi YU7 has a 1:1:1:1 structure. The sedan you're looking at now feels very close to a regular internal combustion engine car. I really think they're getting good at things like this now. But since this vehicle itself is a mass market car, If you look at these finishing details, you'll see that it's molding, but they've wrapped it with glossy molding. One of the things that surprised me even more at this auto show was that for some of the higher end vehicles, this part has been changed to a flush glazing method. When you look at the car from a distance, even if you don't match it with the body color, it looks very clean. So it's a new design that gives off a futuristic vibe, and it's a flagship. The wheels applied to the flagship vehicle are 19 inches for a sedan. That's pretty good. The size is 245/45R, 19 inches. Wow, something really caught my eye. Are you asking if it's Lucy Bond? No, it's not. That's surprising too, but if you look inside, you can see a large cylindrical shape. It has air suspension. What is this? In Korea, this would be like a Grandeur, right? They've put air suspension in a Grandeur. Ah, isn't this really too much? I'm amazed at how unfair it feels, even with these drilled brakes and the size of the discs. BYD has come this far, and the rear design has changed too, but it's become even simpler. The taillights on BYD cars used to look like twisted breadsticks, but on domestic cars, they've gone with this style. But you know what? The new design is simple. In this kind of angular design, it kind of reminds you of a BMW vehicle. There's a bend here, and the wave-like line continues toward the center. From the center, the wave comes down and curls up at the end. This is the kind of design it has. Is it okay? It's okay. The rear design is sleek, giving you a coupe-like feel. And this vehicle is an all-wheel drive model with motors in the front and rear. Do you know this badge? It's the flash battery. BYD is the only brand adapting this to mass-produced cars. The 08 sedan can drive 100 kilo on a single charge. Now let's check out what the interior space is like. There's a reason why I praise the fundamentals of BYD vehicles. If you look here, it's this hinge part of the door. Our subscribers might say, "Are you going to talk about this again?" Yes, I have to. I need to keep telling you about the good things. It would be great if domestic cars could also adopt this feature. The reason is, this kind of design isn't found in Hyundai cars. It's only in Genesis vehicles. What role does this part play? Normally, when you open and close the door, there's no problem with any method. But think about it. Your car doesn't always drive on flat roads. Sometimes you go to places like construction sites or go camping. In those situations, the car can become twisted. If that happens and there's stress on the hinge, you often see cases where the trunk gate won't open. Now, the second thing, the new door trim design is amazing. It's really amazing. When we talk about luxury cars, we usually mention high-quality leather, cool metal materials, and warm-feeling wood as the main features. The really amazing part isn't actually the metallic feel. It's this part here. This isn't wood, but it feels like a material used in traditional Korean mother-of-pearl lacquerware. If you look at the shell, like a pearl, you can see these kinds of patterns. It's very subtle and has a unique charm. Some people might think it's a bit old-fashioned, but maybe because they considered younger tastes, they've used bright colors, giving it a bit of an ambient lighting feel as well. Even when the lights are off, as you can see, it has a kind of glow on its own. Now you can see things like this in flagship models of mainstream cars. This part is neatly finished with thin stitching, and below they've added stitching to this otherwise plain area. And the handle also gives off an aerodynamic vibe, kind of like a dolphin. It operates in a large, smooth motion like this. As for the sticker, they've added a cover. It's designed to be a bit three-dimensional, with a bulging shape that drops off smoothly. The woofer area is also designed really well. The button to open the trunk is over here. Since this is something you use often, I like that they didn't put it inside the UI or infotainment system. When you go inside, wow, it's really changed a lot. First, if there's a difference from other vehicles, is that they've made this area a bit wider. So it makes you think that the interior space is quite large. As I mentioned earlier, they've also added some shiny materials here. If you follow it along, it connects all the way to the end. Considering the class of the car, I think the ambient lighting will probably be located here. Yes, you can see that blue color subtly showing. Depending on the color, it reflects here, right? That really completes a luxurious interior space. Oh, and there's another interesting point. Most people don't pay attention to this, but they've also put effort into the design of the dashboard. It's a design that flows in like waves, and we saw this design on the tail lamps earlier, right? Now they've paid even more attention to the design as well as the build quality. The tweeter is located on the A-pillar, And you might expect the material of the A-pillar to be knit, but it's not. It looks like suede. To be precise, I don't think it's actual suede, but it has that suede-like feel. I'm not sure if it's a synthetic material or a new type of material, but it doesn't seem to be real suede. Still, it feels like suede. Because of this, even though it's a mass market car, it definitely gives off a different vibe. And the wheel design has also changed. There's a BYD logo in the center, and the lower part has been shaved off. This is an area that your hands touch often, so I wonder if this white color is suitable or if it might get dirty easily, but it definitely looks clean. That's why they did it this way. The UI is similar to BYD's latest vehicles. It's really nice, right? One side controls functions like volume. You can raise or lower it, and the infotainment system responds right away. The other side is a toggle. They added a toggle button to improve convenience, and it's also nice that you can operate it quickly. Even if you press it firmly, there's no awkward feeling or looseness. So I actually think these kinds of details are fundamental. For reference, I believe the basics are really important in a car, so I always show you the undercarriage parts that you can't usually see. They also used aluminum material for the pedals on the floor. It really enhances the premium feel, huh? Is this BYD? What's this? It's electric. It has a power telescoping steering wheel. Ah, BYD Flagship? Is it at this level? The infotainment screen looks to be about 16 inches. You've probably seen a lot of these already, right? The UI is similar to the latest designs. The infotainment system is definitely very responsive. It uses Qualcomm's 829 chipset. In the Chinese market, the 829 chipset has pretty much become standard. It's really fast. Even 2 years ago, I was amazed when I saw this chipset. Its speed is even more responsive than the fast tablets we think of. If you compare it to the responsiveness of domestic infotainment systems, it's faster. I wish Playos could be at least this good. There's no frustration at all, and every time I use it, it's nice and fun, so I end up using it often. As for the UI, you can think of it as being the same as before, things like that. Ventilation, since it's a high-end vehicle, of course, the second row also has ventilated seats. I don't think I need to explain the heated seats, and you can adjust the temperature from your seat. And the vehicle menu navigation can be split into 3 sections, and these things move very smoothly, right? The important thing isn't just grabbing it, but whether it moves smoothly after you grab it and whether it follows your fingertip well. If you just grab it and drop it in the right area, it works smoothly like this. These things are also very important. The music function, the full menu functions, temperature, and then lighting related features are all provided here. Oh? But what surprised me is that instead of just serving as a footrest for the passenger seat, there's an extended rest that supports the area under your thighs when you're relaxing. With such a large seat and even that feature, let me check it out. 1, 2. Now you can see how much space there is, right? It goes over 50. The seat base is quite large, and with the additional extended rest, it looks really comfortable. In the first row, you can charge a smart device. Oh, it's open here? What could this be? Does it mean you can open it? Usually this space is blocked off or used for charging 2 devices, but here they've added a storage compartment. Is there a reason for this? If you feel a bit uneasy about leaving things out, you could put your ID or passport in here. And at the bottom, there are function buttons finished in premium materials that feel a class above. And BYD also places the emergency button in a really good spot. Personally, I think it could be a bit bigger. But since it's a button you use often, I think it's good that it's placed like this. Since it says EV and HEV, this is expected to be a plug-in hybrid vehicle. Below that, there's a cup holder. Wow. Oh, there are 2 cup holders. What surprises me a bit is how they operate. If it's too heavy or too stiff, that's not good, but if it's too light, it doesn't feel right either. It's a little heavy, but it moves very smoothly without extra resistance. Hey, check out the size of this knob. Since it's designed to be large compared to your thumb, anyone can easily push it naturally with their finger, so I think this part will be very satisfying. Now how about the important console? Oh, it's not a console, it's a refrigerator. BYD's mini refrigerator can be used from -6 degrees up to 50 degrees. It's really attractive that you can enjoy a cold drink anytime. Now let's take a look at the overall seat design. If you look from top to bottom, even if I don't tell you what kind of car this is, I think some of you subscribers might already have a car in mind. Even mass market cars now focus on details like this, so what should we do? It's so luxurious. It's not just plastic. And oh, this must be a massage function. Yes, it's a massage feature. Now it's starting to move. Look over here. If you look here, it goes up and down and it has a massage function. There are various functions that let you move it forward and backward, raise and lower it. And the relaxation mode is activated here. If you recline it like this, you can also adjust the angle of the backrest. The driver's seat also has this leg rest. Oh, it extends and goes down. This is also connected to the relaxation mode, and the fact that it can go down like this shows that it's a luxury car concept. Alright, then let me try extending it. When you fold it, if you keep pressing, this part folds like this. The seat belt is also neatly arranged. These kinds of details are what increase satisfaction the longer you use it. It's actually quite better than I expected. Now let's check the second row space as well. This feels a bit like cheating, doesn't it? The first thing that really surprises you when you get into the second row is the sense of space inside. It's vast, it's so spacious. This floor, normally I don't measure the floor, but let me try measuring it with my fingers. 1, that's 1, and that's 2. So my finger is about 21 and the floor area is over 40, almost 44. It's really wide. Should I show you with my shoe for comparison? Try comparing it with your own car. There's more space in the back here. The rear part is at least this much bigger. The floor where you put your feet is really spacious. Legroom? You don't even need that much. I just moved from the first row to here, right? There's enough space to fit 1, 2, 3, almost 4 fists here. When I choose a second row space, I told you the standard is 1000, right? This is about 1015. I think that's about what you'll get. It's a really spacious area. What is this? I mean, is this what they call a flagship? I'm putting in the table. I'll put the seat back table in here. Wow, you can put this in here, and BYD really has that BYD touch. Over here, there are features that let you mount things, so you can put various accessories here. I think you could even use a hanger accessory, and recently popular accessories like MagSafe would probably work too. The fact that you can attach various accessories here is a nice point. And the walk-in control on the side doesn't seem to be real metal either. It looks like it's plastic with a metallic coating, but even so, it's nice that it gives off a metal feel. It's really changed a lot. There are 2 separate roof sections on the ceiling, and there's a pillar running through the middle, but the rear section of the roof is really big. Usually people say it's disappointing when it ends here, but there's actually this much more. It extends all the way to the back of your head. If you compare it with the headrest area, you can see that it offers such a wide panoramic sunroof. That's how you should look at it. This also has an LCD that includes climate control functions, and it even offers a locking feature now. Over here, you can control both the airflow and the direction, and you can also use the mini fridge. At the bottom, this is a small storage compartment provided here. On this side, a charging function is also provided. Now don't be surprised. There's a reason I'm showing you this last. It's right here. It has a multifunction console. Ha ha ha. What is this? How can a mass market car provide something like this now? It's crazy, really. The features offered in the console, well, in Korean cars, you'd have to go for something like the G80 or the GV80 or even the Grandeur to get this kind of thing. But what's clear is that the price of this car will definitely be affordable. This is amazing. Really? What is this? Oh wow, it works so quickly. Look at this. Oh, it works like this. If you lower this part again, wow. It's an electric reclining function. That's impressive. At the bottom, there are more features. What is this? Should I press it? What is this? Oh, it's the seat. The seat unfolds. So it's available both above and below. And you saw it from the first row, right? In this state, it extends forward. Wow, they've really made it like a luxury car. Because when adults sit here, speaking for adult men, if this part doesn't go down like this, the ankle area underneath here ends up being a bit uncomfortable. So I mentioned that it would be even better if a footrest was provided behind the first row, and this is exactly how luxury cars do it. Isn't that cheating? Oh, climate control functions are provided, and there are menus on both the left and right sides that let you close the vehicle's roof. There are also functions that let you close everything at once and even adjust the brightness. The speaker function is also provided here. This is cheating, it's cheating. It seems like there's a massage function in the second row, and this feature is called automatic sleep. It seems to make you comfortable while you sleep, but do you think this massage function really works like a massage? I'll check this feature again. Hey, now that I've tried both the first and second rows, I think I've seen enough of this car's competitiveness. But honestly, it's just amazing. The BYD we knew is the one that fills the roads in the Chinese market. But this flagship model from BYD is really impressive. Is this really true? It made me think that maybe BYD is even breaking down the boundaries of mainstream cars. Wow, how much do you think this car costs? It's really amazing. And the speakers I like are up here. Being one step ahead like this, ceiling-mounted speakers was something you could only see in the Volvo XC90 flagship, but now you can see these features boldly applied even in popular cars. In a word, it's amazing. Lastly, what does this do? We should also check the second trunk. I'll open it and look inside. The trunk release button is usually here. If you open it, it opens smoothly. The trunk space is pretty decent, and since it's a flagship vehicle, the finishing touches in areas like this are done very meticulously. I checked to see if there were two lights, and it turns out there are two provided at the top. In regular cars, usually only one light is standard, and even in higher-end versions of regular cars, it's common to have just one light. Here there are two, and you can also see the woofer. How did they finish the lower space? As for the lower space, there's no separate function to open it from this side. If you look underneath from the middle, it's leather. They finished it with leather material, and they've covered it well all the way to the bottom. You've just seen the 08 flagship sedan. If only the price were really reasonable. The flagship 08 could become a car that redefines the standard. And finally, one thing that caught my eye is the 3.3. The BYD vehicle shows the seconds, right? So it was an incredible monster of a car with 3.3 seconds, wasn't it? And the flash battery, which is hard to see even in the central region, is displayed like this. Now everyone, you saw the sedan a little while ago, right? But that's not all. What you really need to see starts now. This one has only been partially revealed. It's the 08 series SUV. Looking at it like this, everyone, it definitely has a Land Rover vibe, right? Even though they look the same, the difference in overall height gives this one a much sportier feel, while this one just looks sturdy. And if you look over here, since the surface is long, they extended this part as well. I don't know if you can see these details, but they've also been polished to shine a bit, so at night these edges will sparkle even more like jewels. An active shutter grille is of course provided at the bottom. Now looking at the side, it's solid and sturdy. The height itself is different. Take a look together. See how much higher it is? The belt line is actually at this level, and the window line is about here. There's this much more height. As for the handle, it's designed so that when you lay your fingers like this, the door opens smoothly with a click. The side profile gives off a strong and sturdy impression. This vehicle represents the lineup, and the tire size applied to this flagship SUV is 265/45 R21 inches. This is quite a large size, but looking at the whole vehicle, it feels like you could just sell the tires on their own. And as you know, the bigger the tire gets, the lower the tire's aspect ratio becomes. That means it gets narrower. Then the tire loses its cushioning, and in the end, it ruins the ride comfort. It's really too much. Why is that so striking? Something really caught my eye.
바로 W15이냐고.
No, it's the air suspension. Now, BYD's flagship vehicle comes with air suspension. To put it in Korean market terms, it's like putting air suspension in a car like the Palisade. Of course, there's an upper part, and the front part is also made of alloy. It's alloy material. We need to check the underside, but as I said, air pressure is fine. They've maintained those parts well. Is this really air suspension? Now, looking at the side, the beltline design rises gradually toward the back, and they've carved out this part like this. So this vehicle has a third row. I'm not sure if there's actually a third row, but judging by this space, it looks like there could be space for one. Should I say it feels like a Land Rover or something similar? And here's the fuel door as well. But if you go to the other side, there's nothing there. Is this an electric car then? So is there a PHEV version or not? I checked on site, and both vehicles do have PHEV versions. The sedan version comes in both PHEV and electric, and the SUV also comes in both PHEV and electric versions. Now this is the last part. Why is it already the last one? This vehicle is still under wraps. Since the interior hasn't been unveiled, it's locked right now. Only the exterior design has been shown. Don't be disappointed. If you look at the sedan's interior, you can see what the SUV's interior will look like. I think more than 90% of it will be the same. Lastly, let's take a look at the tail lamp design. There's a high-mounted stop lamp above the tail lamp and it's really wide. It stretches all the way across and connects to the end. It looks like this will be a rear camera or an interior camera. The design of the tail lamp in the back is a bit different, but it's connected like this, similar to the BMW X6. I've put up a close-up shot. It creates a strong impression with one and then two lines, and in the center there's the BYD logo. The part designed like the rear lamp is also interesting. It gradually narrows like this, which is a design that increases tension. Looking at it, the rear design is, in a word, solid. Now BYD has started to introduce these kinds of vehicles. Lastly, let's check the SUV's 0 to 100 time. It's 3.9 seconds. What? It's not even a supercar, but it's under 4 seconds. They're aiming for performance in the 3-point-something second range, and that's the last point. This lightning fast charging is thanks to BYD's Blade 2.0 battery. It operates much faster and more reliably, and BYD is the first manufacturer to apply flash battery technology to mass-produced cars. When you fully charge it, 100% isn't actually 100% because of regenerative braking, so there's a margin. It only takes 9 minutes to charge up to 97% for this monster, this beast of a vehicle. That's really amazing. BYD is considered the #1 mass-market car brand, but in the Chinese market, the #1 is KTL, and globally, KTL is also #1. BYD is #2 in batteries and #1 in cars. I think it's a really formidable manufacturer. This was BYD electric full charge source, and in the market, you're not Gurium. If you get the chance, or if you like cars, I think it would be great for you to come here, see the various cars, and enjoy them together. Thank you. If this was even a little helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe and turn on notifications to get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.